Hi, everybody. Welcome to the PokeBeach.com podcast. My name is John. I go by Water Pokemon Master on the website. And I am joined, as always, by my wonderful friend,
Justin Basil of justinbasil.com.
And we have some news to get into this week, but this week was the 21st birthday of PokeBeach. I started it back in July 2003 when I was just 14 years old. And how old am I now? I'm 35.
35?
Right, 35 now. So I've been doing this for, 21 years because it's 21st birthday. So I've been doing this for like well over half my life, which is crazy. It's amazing to me how much the Pokemon card game and the franchise has grown since those dark days of 2003. Do you remember you were in, I think we were both in high school. Or I was entering high school. Do you remember what the fandom was like back then?
Not especially, because this was around the same time I'd fallen out of the game. I was starting to get it into other stuff and wasn't really I was still on the fringes of collecting at this point, but I was more or less out of the game completely.
And that's exactly why the franchise sort of died back then. That's exactly what happened. Nobody was playing anymore. Nobody was going to tournaments. Wizards of the Coast had killed the card game. They had killed the 15 and over age division because they wanted kids to stay in Pokemon and older people go into Magic the Gathering. It was a dark time. Pokemon leagues were shutting down. That's why I started the website, was to try to bring Pokemon fans back together and grow the community again, because Pokemon was the way that I communicated with other people. It was like my language. And when I felt like everybody was dropping out of it, I was like, I couldn't really communicate with other people anymore. It was like my way of socializing, and it really sucked back then. But here we are now, and almost too many people are involved in the franchise.
It's funny too, because I wasn't completely out of the Pokemon scene. I just wasn't in the cards anymore.
Yeah,
I still played Sapphire.
Yeah.
And that was 2003.
Yeah,
but the card game I was more or less out of. I didn't really like the e-reader appearance of the cards. Yeah. And that really hurt it for me. And then my Toys R Us league was shutting down, so that was dead. Yeah. It was kind of difficult to continue playing.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people were secretly playing the games like Ruby and Sapphire, but because I knew some people in high school who were quietly playing it. But yeah, the card game was just nobody was involved. And that's why the EX series sets are so expensive now relative to other sets, because they weren't printed as much because there just wasn't as much demand. It's funny, back then, I went on a shopping spree in freshman year of high school back in 2003, and I bought every booster box from Jungle through Ruby and Sapphire at least, and then I kept going, and they were $80-$90 back then. So I have all of them. I've opened all of them, of course, but I still have the packages and everything. But I sometimes wish I could go back in time and just buy more of that. But it's funny because back then the cards just weren't worth anything. People, I guess I have FOMO sometimes, but the fact of the matter is that just the cards weren't worth that much back then. So you wouldn't have spent $200 on a Charizard. It was just ridiculous at the time. And it's only in retrospect now where that you have that, or at least I have that FOMO. But anyway, so yeah. At least now Pokemon's popular again, and that's a good thing and also sometimes a bad thing. It attracts some, especially after the pandemic, attracts some money-hungry people to our community who like to take advantage of people, and some bad actors. But, PokeBeach been here for 21 years, so that I've been through the thick and thin of things when Pokemon was in its highs and its lows. So, I'm a true fan. And some of these people who've come in later on, they're in it for other reasons. But yeah, anyway. Mm-hmm. And thankfully we have you now helping at, 3 a.m. with the news posts so I can get some sleep. And
get some sleep? What is that?
Yeah. I used to be able to stay up super late and get things done, but it's we've talked about before, I've had to go to a sleep specialist because my body's gotten so wrecked. But Yeah, we and the staff have helped, of course, with translations over the years, and the website wouldn't be what it is without its translators and its staff. So, anyway, that's my spiel. 21 years, yay! We'll go on for probably be doing this for the rest of my life, I imagine, and hopefully you will be too. You can't leave me.
Hopefully,
you can't leave. I'll shoot you in the
permanently
foot.
trapped.
Yeah, if you try leaving, I'll shoot you in the foot. Anyway, all right, let's get into the news. Okay, what do we have? Let's just go in order. I just feel like it today.
Sure.
Okay.
Worlds promos.
Yes.
Yay.
So there's going to be a new World Stamped Pikachu promo releasing at GameStop, at least at GameStop. It might come to other places. I don't know yet. But it'll release at GameStop stores as their bonus for getting $15 of Shrouded Fable purchases. So the Pikachu will be an alternate art version of this Pikachu that released last year, except it'll have a world stamp, and the artwork will feature Pikachu facing off against Mew on a balcony overlooking a Hawaiian beach. I've seen the image, but I'm not going to post it until it's officially revealed. And it'll, of course, have new promo numbering, as these promos tend to do. But last year, we had this Pikachu given out at Pokemon Leagues, and it was also given out in other countries at tournaments to celebrate Worlds. So now it seems like they're going to actually probably release a Pikachu promo every year to celebrate Worlds. And yeah, because this will now be 2 years in a row, and Pokemon USA is catching up with releasing this as a Worlds promotion card. So yeah, it'll be given out at GameStop, might come to other places. We'll see. What do you think?
My thought is, why GameStop? Why is this not going to LGS? That's my thought.
Well, it might be. That's the thing. Like, that's what I said in the news story too. It might be coming to other places. I just know for sure it's coming to GameStop. I kind of feel like that would be weird if they only gave it to GameStop. Like, I imagine it's going to be like a whole promotion sort of thing, but we'll find out. We should know in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
So, because that would be weird. And I should note that the promo is technically free with any Shrouded Fable purchase, and usually these GameStop promos you have to spend like $15. But the cheapest Shrouded Fable product I think is $15. So that's why the marketing for this is going to say it's free with the Shrouded Fable product, because the cheapest one is $15. So little marketing wording there. So, which is, again, maybe a reason why this might come to Pokemon Leagues, because I feel like it's going to be marketed as a free promo, but we'll see. Okay. I've been talking about in the past few months how there have been reprints of, Japan has been restocking their Scarlet and Violet sets because they've been so popular that they've been running out, and they've been going back and reprinting them all. The last set that they had to reprint was Clayburst and Snow Hazard, and now we know that they are going to be re-released between August and September. These sets originally released in April 2023, so well over a year and a half ago. So Clayburst went out of stock back in the day because of Iono here, who hit a max price of $2,000 when the set first came out. The set was out of stock. People were lining up at midnight to get this set, and it was literally out of stock by that afternoon. And Pokemon had to post an announcement on their website saying it was out of stock, and that was like the craziest, fastest selling set I can ever remember. And then they offered the set as made to order through the Pokemon Center website to sort of mitigate the issue, but I don't think it was offered for that long. So now they are reprinting it, and people will be able to get Iono for even cheaper. So they've, like I said, been reprinting all of their Scarlet and Violet sets, famously starting with 151. And hopefully they'll keep going back. Maybe they'll go as far back into the Sword and Shield era. We'll see. But currently these are not on the online website. The last batch of sets they reprinted are not on the online website yet. But the first batch is, and originally was not on the online website and then became available on the online website. So maybe the second batch of sets back in a couple months ago will be offered on their website once this gets pumped out. I think there's a bit of a delay with them being offered on the website, so we'll see. Anyway, what do you think about this?
I mean, it's interesting to see that they're having issues with major shortages. We had that issue, what was it, like Battle Styles time frame, where it was just difficult to get product, although that was more a caused by the scalpers, but even still, these were, I'm sure, were being scalped to oblivion also.
Well, of course, yeah, because Iono literally hit $2,000, and I mean, I imagine they were making as much Clayburst product as they were any other set, but people knew that Iono was going to be a powerful card, and of course a waifu. I hate saying that word, but waifu.
Well, she's just a popular character, period.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so people knew that it was gonna. We knew when we were posting about it back then that she was gonna, cause the set to fly off shelves. So yeah, it was predictable that this was going to happen. Maybe not to that extent, but it was definitely predictable. But now Pokemon's going back and reprinting them. I don't know if they've opened new printing plants or something for them to be able to output this new stock. It's kind of interesting. So. Seems like they've fixed their supply chain issues, so it's a good thing, especially coming up this year where we're going to have the Eevee set at the end of the year, and then next year we're going to have the Team Rocket set, and there's a lot of exciting things coming on the horizon, so yeah. All right.
Yeah, that Team Rocket set could be dangerous for their printers.
Oh, I'm very excited.
We'll see how this goes.
I'm excited, but I don't know if that Team Rocket set is also so nostalgic to me just because of the Cosmos / Galaxy holofoil on the cards. And we're not really doing that anymore in main set. We're not doing that anymore in main sets. So I don't know if it'll have as much of an impact on me. I mean, even EX Team Rocket Returns had that Galaxy Cosmos holofoil. So it would be really nice if they did something like that.
They could do it. There's no reason they couldn't.
Well, I don't think they will, because I think it's going to be a main set and it'll just be, EX cards and whatever. And, there'll be special illustration rares and illustration rares, which are obviously everybody loves, including myself, but probably won't have the Cosmos. But the promos will, releasing alongside the English set, so maybe that'll be some consolation. All right, anyway, next news story, the most valuable and least valuable cards from Stellar Miracle. So I scavenged auction websites to get the top cards here, and no surprise, Lacey's special illustration.
Of course,
rare.
it's Lacey.
Of course.
Who would have guessed?
She's only worth 96 at the most. It's gone down since I posted this, but...
So that's because she's not especially playable. She's not a horrible card, but there's just better options. So this isn't the Ino situation where she's a very loved character and super playable. It's just one. And that's, I think, why she's a lot cheaper than Ino ever was.
Right. And, it's funny. I imagine that creatures must be telling Game Freak going forward now, like, please make more popular female characters in your video games with like cool designs so we can market these in the card game, because this is what gets the card game to fly off the shelves. And I think they kind of started doing that with what was it, with maybe Marnie or Sword and Shield? It felt like that's when
I don't know if Marnie was
might not have been popular.
I actually think it was more Lily with Sun and Moon, because Lily was very loved.
That's true, right? But I feel like it was maybe the start of Sword and Shield where they started like really leaning into it. Maybe I'd have to go back and try to remember, but I think like they know obviously now that these are what causes the sets to fly off the shelves. So I imagine they must be telling Game Freak like, make more female characters so we can make these waifu cards, which, there's some little bit of kind of disgusting issue with that a little bit to me personally, but whatever. I'm gay, so these waifu characters don't have any influence on me. But Game Freak or Creatures is obviously marketing them. So anyway, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. All right, and then the Tropicos EX special illustration rare came in second place, $57, so about half the price of Lacey. And then you can see the rest here. Briar, Lacey, Area Zero, Underdepths. Really nothing too surprising here, in my opinion. I'd say that what's more interesting are the least valuable secret rares from the set were Metacham EX, Orthworm EX, and Kofu's, all of the, what are they? The full arts. So I hate Orthworm. I think it's so ugly. And I remember when it was revealed, you were so excited about it.
He just wants to be loved.
I'm so glad people agree with me that this thing is ugly because, yeah, it's only worth, these cards are only worth like $1 to $3. So compared to these other ultra rares.
Kofu's not a very good card. Metacham and Orthworm. We've been actually, my friends and I on my YouTube channel, we've been testing Orthworm. We tested it last night, and it's not terrible. It's just not that good. It's one of those things where like you could steal some games with it, but
remind me what it does.
Gonna win you.
What it was something about? What was it? I forgot what it did. What is Orthworm?
So its attack does 150 damage, and then they can't retreat. And then the ability basically just says that if you have, for each metal energy you have attached, if they attack into you, they take 2 damage counters. Oh, so if you have a bunch of energy on you, they get hit really hard in return for attacking you.
But I don't like it. It's ugly. And what Metacham just isn't a good card. I don't remember what it does, but
Metacham's not very good. It's like the Chiatsu. It's like put damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until it has 50 HP remaining, something like that. It's not very good either.
Yeah, somebody at Creatures really likes Metacham. I feel like it's always marketed more than usual. Yeah.
There are a few Pokemon like that where they're definitely overloved. Mm-hmm. And I don't just mean popular Pokemon like Charizard and Pikachu. I mean random Pokemon that nobody gives a crap about, like Metacham. Yeah,
Metacham had a popular card back in what set was it? I don't remember. But it was like in Japan, it was like a part of a set of decks that came out. And then it was that year I was playing in Worlds, and it was Metacham was taking off that year. I don't remember what it did. It was something like with, it was like the card where you switch out the basic and then you put what was that card? It's like wasn't POW hand extension? No, I don't remember. Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm just rambling.
Nope.
It was like, it's a card where you can switch out the basic with another basic. So like you do like your setup Pokemon and then you can switch it out, which means at the time, this wasn't written on the card, but it keeps the turns in play on the new basics so that you can then quickly evolve it. So then the meta.
So something like Thornton. Yeah, something like Thornton.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was EX Emerald. That's right. It was. As long as Metacham is your active Pokemon, each Pokemon. Oh yeah, they can't use any Poke Powers, and then you can put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like, and then it was this Pokebody that was shut off their powers that made it good. I can't believe I played this deck, and I literally can't remember anything about it. Anyway, all right, so
I was just like, you can switch out. Like I know in Eternal format, there's a card called Surprise Time Machine where you can switch out the evolution Pokemon.
No, I think it was POW, or was that a Warp Point card? I can't remember.
No, POW Hand Extension is basically Counter Catcher plus another effect.
Ugh, I can't remember.
Dude, you played that at the Eternal tournament in NAIC, POW Hand Extension.
No, I didn't. That wasn't in the deck.
Yes, you did.
Nuh-uh.
The deck, yes, you had. There were 2 copies of it.
Then I didn't read it. I had to read all the cards because I was.
You spammed it in the finals.
I'm so bad.
You spammed it in the finals.
You know, like some people are really good at remembering what cards do. Like Kyle Sukovich, I am not one of those people. I always have to read even when I'm actively playing in the format. Like I'm just not a good player. Well, no, that's not true. I'm like
okay. So in the finals though, against Ryan, you used Power Hand Extension to shove the double dragon energy off of his Dragapult onto one of his non-dragon Pokemon so that it forced a discard. You did that twice against him in the finals.
I literally do not remember any of that. I'm bad. I just
wish I'd been able to record those games.
This is why I always have to reread the cards because my brain is just so full of stuff with like this website and everything and film and life, and I just don't have the hard drive space, so I have to reread the cards. Anyway, What were we talking about? I'm really bad at remembering this stuff sometimes. Anyway, all right. So then the most valuable illustration rares from the set are Noctowl, Zeraora, and Joltik. So just to give you a baseline, most of them cost $2, but Noctowl costs $6, so it's like 3 times more. That's obviously because it has cool art and it's got a good effect.
It's got a very good effect. That's going to be a super expensive card here too. I am glad that the Noctowl here outside of Japan is an Elite Trainer Box promo card. That will make it much more accessible.
Yeah.
I still think it's going to be a fairly expensive card. Yeah. But we'll see.
And then I think Zeraora isn't that good, but the artwork is really cool, like comic booky style. So maybe that's why.
Yeah, Zeraora is terrible.
Yeah, so that's probably why.
The art's fine.
Joltik has that 4 energy attachment attack. So
we were just talking about Pokemon that were overloved by creatures. How is it that this Pokemon has 2 illustration rares already?
Yeah, you're right.
Like, really?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's true. I think that must be the only card that has the only maybe Pikachu or whatever card that has 2
non-first partner Pokemon.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, you're right. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's weird. There's so many that don't have anything like that, and they've already have 2 now. Well, that's interesting to point out. And then out of the regular holos in the set, Noctowl's card is the most expensive at $3. Most of them are 50 cents or less, so again, speaks to its playability. Most expensive trainers, Area Zero Underdepths, Glass Trumpet. They're $2. The rest are way less than $1. So again, these kind of, I post these pricing lists not because I'm interested in the actual value of the cards. It just gives you some insight into what players in Japan are going for, because it tells you what the metagame might be like, what people are excited about. And then Terapagos EX's regular EX is the most expensive at $5. The rest are less than $1. So
I was saying, like, seeing Terapagos at $5, I'm like, oh, that's gonna be like a $25-$30 card here.
Yeah,
at least initially.
This card's so ugly. I hate this art.
It looks like a rainbow colored roach on the card.
Remember you said cockroach before, and that's I can't
that's
unsee
what it
that.
looks like.
I can't unsee it now. It's just but the Celestial illustration rare, I love that card. I am totally I love Terapagos. It's like one of my favorite legendaries of recent years. I love its bushy tail. It reminds me of War Turtle. And I think I'm going to maybe get a plush at some point. I don't like that big one they have out now. I want to maybe get a smaller one, but I'm excited for that. I'm excited to get some kind of Terapagos merch at some point. Maybe I'll get it at Worlds. And then I also want to say, somebody pointed out that there's a lot of turtles in this set, and I didn't notice that before. We've got, I forgot what turtles they pointed out, but this set has a lot of turtles in it.
Turtonators in the set for sure.
Yeah. So that's,
I mean,
that's something, right? That's something to point out. When eventually I'm going to write, I'm going to write article pages on every set that's ever come out. I'm going to probably start doing that this coming year. So, I'm trying to think of tidbits I'm looking for tidbits to include in the articles that people point out. So that'll be definitely in that article, that this set has a lot of turtles in it. All right. Next news story of the week. Shrouded Fable Elite Trainer Box have been delayed in the US and Europe. Are you looking up the turtles? Is that what you were doing?
I was. I just saw Caracosta and Tortuga and the Dreadnought, and
turtles.
There are quite a few.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Too bad there wasn't my favorite War Turtle. All right. So, next news story was that Shrouded Fable Elite Trainer boxes have been delayed in the US and Europe. In the US, the regular Elite Trainer box has been delayed from August 2nd, which is when the set releases, to August 23rd. And for both the US and Europe, the Pokemon Center version will now release in late August rather than early August. So in the US, both are delayed. In Europe, it seems that only the Pokemon Center version is being delayed right now. I think the regular version has not been delayed because the people I talked to said that the distributors have them. So I don't think...
This came after news that we already know that this was being delayed in Australia. I feel like Australia already had news of delay for Shrouded Fable.
They might have. I didn't see that, but I mean, it could have been out there. sometimes I'm not always on top of things with these sort of things that come out. I usually wait to get more information before I post something, because sometimes when these announcements are made, like, you don't know if they're like local announcements or if it's like one distributor and not all of the distributors. So I waited on this one because I started hearing about it, and then I talked to a bunch of people, and everybody I talked to said this was delayed. Their distributor had told them, so that told me that this was a countrywide delay and not just some distributor issue. So it was delayed TPCI said it was delayed due to a component delay. So presumably this means like some part of the box was delayed, like maybe a plastic part or an accessory inside the box. My
guess would be like the dice.
Yeah, something like that.
The most likely the culprit.
I don't even know. When I get Elite Trainer boxes nowadays, like I'll get maybe one every 2 years now, but I just throw the dice into like a dice pile that I have. Like, I don't really care. But do people do they care about all these extra accessories now? I mean, obviously, like people like us who are more involved, probably, I don't know. We have like so many of these accessories lying around. I don't know. Like,
I think they're good for newer players because it's a great way to get those accessories.
Yeah.
For very seasoned players that already have their favorite dice sets, I genuinely think just getting the booster bundles is a better call.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. We've got the booster bundles now, so I guess like that could be something to get over this. But this also has a promo that the booster bundles don't. So
it's true.
It would be nice to like maybe get some Elite Trainer box that maybe has like a little less accessories. I don't know how that would sell. Maybe that wouldn't be worth it. I don't know, for them to do that. But
I mean, that's kind of the idea behind the booster bundle, though, right? Like,
yeah, but you don't get the promo, and you don't get the.
So shove the promo in there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying that, like, have some in between product, like that's like sort of a lighter Elite Trainer box that doesn't have like all the accessories, but has, I don't know, maybe that wouldn't sell very well. Who knows?
And call it a fat stack. It's like a 10-pack bundle with a promo. Cool, done.
Yeah, but maybe it would just be too many SKUs for them to do. I don't know. But anyway,
I don't think Pokemon's afraid of too many SKUs.
I think that's like a thing in just from when I've watched Shark Tank once in a while. I'm not a business person, but they're like, if products are too similar, sometimes it's not a good thing. So maybe that's, I don't know what I'm talking about. But the rest of Shrouded Fable's products will still release on time, but this is interesting for Worlds competitors. This delay is going to make it harder to get a bunch of packs easily. So Worlds competitors are only going to have 2 weeks to get this set, to get cards for their deck. But all of the products that are releasing only have 2 to 5 packs each of Shrouded Fable, because the booster bundle is releasing much later. So they're not going to be able to get the Elite Trainer boxes or the booster bundles. They're going to have to rely on these like mini Shrouded Fable products to get the cards, to get their Dusk Noir or whatever. So it's going to make it hard. I don't know. It feels like, and if this delay is in other countries too, like maybe they should just ban Shrouded Fable. I don't know.
No, I don't think they will.
I mean, they probably won't, but it's going to make it. Well, I guess it's Worlds. Like, hey, you're the cream of the crop. Like, maybe their thought process is you have to fight to be in Worlds. Like, your job is going to be hard. To
be fair, a lot of decks don't need new stuff from Shrouded Fable anyway. It's only a few. Like, Charizard needs some stuff. A few decks here and there need it. But, like, for the most part, they don't need that much.
Weren't you excited? Weren't you saying last week you were really excited about this set as a player? Because like, didn't it have it is a decent player set. But that's the thing, is it's a player set, which means there are like a selection of cards that are good, and a few decks that exist will need them, and that's what there is. Are there any new archetypes though coming out of this that would like dominate?
No, not dominant ones.
Oh, okay.
There are some new archetypes, but they're not dominant.
So it's more just like it's just some cards here and there.
It's mostly stuff for existing decks.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe it won't be that bad then.
Well, I'm sure it'll still be expensive because players are going to be fighting tooth and nail to get the Duskull line, but yeah, it is what it is.
All right, we have a new Crown Zenith product releasing over a year and a half after the set came out. So Sam's Club stores are going to be carrying a Crown Zenith Sea Sky box for $39.98. The price is tentative at this time. And I don't know when this is going to release yet, but presumably it'll be a fall or holiday product. But as you can see here, it will come with reprints of Kyogre from Crown Zenith, Kyogre V from Crown Zenith, the Rayquaza Sword and Shield promo, the Rayquaza V from Evolving Skies, and then also a jumbo version of that. And it'll also come with 14 Crown Zenith booster packs. So this is quite a interesting product. Crown Zenith originally came out in January 2023, so this is coming out over a year and a half later. We did get a Crown Zenith Unknown V and Lugia V special collection at GameStop in August 2023, which came out 8 months after the set originally did. So Crown Zenith seems to be a product they love reviving after months and years.
Yeah, they do seem to love Crown Zenith. It bugs me, and somebody pointed this out in the comments too. It's like they could have just released Quagsire V. Mm-hmm. We didn't get Quagsire V. This could have been an excuse to put it out. But
yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. But Quagsire, I don't feel like is a super popular Pokemon. It's more of one of the dopey ones. I think Paldean
people love it because it's dopey.
But I always felt like Quagsire was more of a forgettable Pokemon, but it kind of got renewed interest with Paldean Clodsire.
Nah, people love
Clodsire.
People love Wooper and Quagsire. People love Wooper.
People
and Quagsire.
love everything. There's always something everybody loves, but I'm just saying, like, relative. I kind of always felt like it wasn't that popular, but it's not like it's like dopey, but it's not like Slowpoke popular. It's not like Psyduck popular. It's just kind of like one of the lesser popular dopey Pokemon. But I don't know, it's just my opinion. But yeah, it would have been nice if they had released that, but oh well. They make some interesting decisions there sometimes at that company.
Yeah.
All right, next news story. Oh, okay. Yeah, speaking of interesting decisions.
Yeah, we'll put some big air quotes on super premium here.
Yeah. That was a good segue. A new Charizard EX Super Premium Collection is releasing on October 4th for $79.99. Comes with this really interesting, not so interesting Charizard EX that released in a deck in Japan with ugly CG artwork. And also coming with a Charizard card holder and holo versions of Charmander, Charmeleon from 151, as well as how many booster packs did I say? Oh, 10 booster packs from various sets. And yeah, that's it. It comes in a box.
Like, here's the thing. Like, if you're just looking to get booster packs, like, that's like $50 worth of booster packs.
This isn't the way.
You get some promos. You get, I mean, it's not horrible value.
I think it is.
The promo is not worth it. I mean, you get a figure in there too. It's not great, but they're definitely products available with worse value.
To me, this feels more like they were targeting these investor bros, like
that don't know anything.
I don't know, like, yeah, something like that. Because it feels like the box is more of the, I don't know. It feels like this is supposed to
too. I'm not gonna lie.
I feel like this is supposed to be something that sits on a shelf. Like, this is supposed to be like a display piece. Because, like, with the windows on it, with the Charmander on one side and the Charmeleon on the other side, and then the Charizard on the front. I don't know. This, to me, it feels like they're targeting these people who look at Pokemon as an investment. I don't know. I might be wrong. Maybe little kids will get this because it's Charizard. I don't know. But to me, this just feels, I don't like this product at all. I would, if I really like Charizard, like, I would buy this Charizard separately off eBay and I would get the promo separately. I would not get this, but, like, if it were a Blastoise product, for example, I might do that, but I don't like this product. And then speaking of that deck that released in Japan that had the Charizard EX, which is what this came from. The Venusaur and Blastoise are going to be in our what's the set?
Stellar Crown.
Yeah, sorry, Stellar Crown. They'll be in our Stellar Crown set. So, I said that right here, didn't I?
Yes.
So yeah, that's the Charizard EX Super Premium Collection. And then releasing this Halloween, also on October 4th for $21.99, will be a Houndstone EX box featuring the Houndstone EX from Japan's Battle Academy decks and a reprinted Greavard from, what was it, Obsidian Flames? That'll be hollow, and 4 booster packs, and the jumbo version of the Houndstone EX as well. Yeah, I think
it's a bad card.
It's bad, which is why it's good that it's in a collection box for people who want to celebrate Halloween. I think the box is kind of cool, the design, but I don't like these. I mean, I don't think a lot of people like these CG card artworks here. They're like super cheap looking. Nope. And it'd be nice if...
I mean, they were supposed to be super cheap looking because they were for the Battle Academy.
Right.
They weren't supposed to look that good. They were supposed to be a card.
Yeah. Yeah, but maybe little kids will like it. It's a ghost Pokemon. It's Halloween. I don't know. You get a cool...
It's a dead dog.
You get the... You get this for little Jimmy, whose dog just passed away.
Oh Lord!
Your little Jimmy, poor Fluffy just passed. You're some fucking... Never mind.
Good grief!
Good grief! Good grief!
Good Greavard.
It's like
anyway.
It's like what is it? Peanuts. The Peanuts. Good grief! Who says that? Is it Linus or is it Lucy? I don't know. Who says good grief?
I don't remember.
I think it's Linus who carries the blankie. Anyway, so yeah, it's a Halloween. I'm glad they're throwing it into that rather than into Stellar Crown. So that's a good thing.
I wish they'd have done that with all the rest of the Battle Academy garbage, but
yeah,
cool.
Well,
I guess
whatever. All right, and then we have our Stellar Crown secret rares that were revealed.
We've seen a lot of these in the previous weeks with the reveals.
Turtonator,
you see the Turtonator here.
Turtle.
Yeah. I just love how his little hands are just like down in front of him, like he's like, I'm gonna sit here all nice and unhappy. Like,
this is one of those cards where I kind of glance at it and I don't really process it. I just see it, and then when I look closer, I'm like, oh, now I see what's going on. He's in a cave avoiding the rain. That's what's happening. He's waiting for the rain to stop. Like, I didn't really process that when I first looked at it, but now that I'm actually looking at it, I see what's happening. What else was revealed that Meditite?
The Meditite was new. Yeah.
I love this.
Just kind of chilling in the vine.
I love this. It reminds me of the Great Valley. It's like chilling in the, is that what it's called? The Great Valley? From Land Before Time.
I'm not gonna lie. When you were first saying that, I thought you were saying great value, and I'm like, why are you excited about a Walmart store brand?
Oh no! The Great Valley. No, it was the Great Valley. Remember, Littlefoot's taking them to the Great Valley. Kind of looks like that a little bit.
It's been 20 plus years since I've seen that movie.
Oh. What else was revealed? Well, all these full art cards were. They're full arts.
Speaking about generic terrible art, can we just talk about how full arts are overdone and they need to go away?
What would they replace them with, though?
They don't need to. Just literally keep doing the special illustration rares.
Well, but I think this is a way. Remember, we've talked. Oh, here we go again. This is like the most common thing we argue about. It's like, I think this is a way of making the cards cheaper.
They're
so that those,
a downgrade from the regular art.
But it's... I don't want to go into this. All right. We've talked about this like 5,000 times. This Terapagos was... We haven't seen this before. Rainbowy, pretty. The Galvantula, obviously, is new. It's cool.
Yeah.
I love this Terapagos.
Like, the special illustration rares all of them are really good. I love the Terapagos. The Hydrapple is probably the best of them. Mm-hmm. Like the Doxbone is good. The Galvantula is good. Like put some fucking effort into the card art and people will like it. It's not that hard.
I like this Area Zero Underdepths gold card. The Terapagos is
nice to see Bravery Charm get a gold too, like over a year after it first came out.
Yeah, I don't like this Terapagos art particularly very much, but I love the special illustration.
It looks like something vomited Terapagos on a sea of gold.
Yeah,
it looks awful.
It might. This is I think these are scans. So in real life, these don't tell the full story, obviously. You have to get the cards to see the full story because the textures are what really sell a lot of these. So I think if you see these in real life, they're going to look a lot better than this representation here. But, these are, Pokemon cards, the secret rares, a lot of them.
Okay, so the golds will look better in person, sure, yes. But so will the special illustration rares. Mm-hmm. So...
No. What I'm just saying is that this looks kind of ugly here, but might look a lot better in person to appreciate it more. I
guess my point is it's not going to look better enough to be that big of a deal compared to just getting the special illustration rare. Like if I'm pulling a card, I want the special illustration rare Terapagos. I'm not going to be super hyped over the gold. I'm not. Yeah.
That's how I used to feel about pulling a rainbow rare. Like I remember the first time I pulled a Lapras GX, I was like, oh, it's ugly. I want I want to see it in its actual colors. The regular version. I don't like the rainbow rare. So I think this is more of Pokemon's way of making money, probably, because it's like currency. It's like these are the rarest cards, the gold versions. So this is their way of getting people to buy, collectors to get more of the set. It's like currency. It's like their.
Well, that's the thing is, I might be wrong, but I don't think I am. I'm fairly certain the golds are not usually the most expensive version of the card.
Well,
it's usually the special illustration rare.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look back at that. You're right, but it's still something that because it's rare, you still have to. It still makes the sets more expensive having more of these rarities. Wait, let's go back to that. Here, let's look at Stellar Crown again.
I mean, it drags completionists into the set, but people want the special illustration rares.
Yeah.
They don't really care about the just the regular gold.
Right. So for Stellar Miracle, Area Zero Underdepths was the golds they're all here. They're not the most expensive, but they're here.
But you will also notice that the cards that are the more expensive ones are the special illustration rare. Terapagos special illustration rares. How many slots above the gold?
Yeah.
5 whole slots.
Little Hydrapples. Well, some of them are. Well, there's just as many below the golds as there are above it. We've got the.
Except you got to realize there's no gold for those cards either. So if we're comparing cards that have golds,
what is it?
And have special illustration rares,
what is it in English? How are the? Weren't the
it's the same situation in English too.
Wait, let me look.
It's the same situation in English too. The golds are, and this was the same case with the rainbow rares. The rainbow rares were almost always worth less than the illustration rare, the special illustration rare.
Yeah, so Buddy Poffin is $38, and then we're talking about Twilight.
Okay, but Buddy Poffin doesn't. Poffin doesn't have a special illustration rare.
No, I know. Sorry, I'm just looking. So, so for Twilight Masquerade, it's Carmine, of course, special illustration rare, Perrin, and then the Eevee. Well, I don't know. I mean, the gold cards are. I mean, they do help, I guess, push the sets to collect them and get them. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Where was I? Oh, we were on the Stellar Miracle. So, so we'll be getting these.
I'm just poo-pooing the golds. That's all it is.
No. I mean, it's fine. Like, I guess they would have to replace them maybe with how about gold? So would you like gold special illustration rares? Is that what you want?
I don't know. Be creative.
You're like, well,
hell, steal from some of the other card games.
I mean, you have to have I guess you don't have to have a solution, but I guess I'm asking, like, what would you prefer? Like, do you have an idea of something better, or
in place of the like special illustration
or the full
rares?
arts, or the?
I would have to think about it. It's something I don't have off the top of my head, but like there are other ways that other card games have done other alternate arts that are interesting. Digimon, One Piece have both done stuff that are very interesting. But like that's not even the point. Like Pokemon are supposed to be the front runners for all the cool things that you can do with trading cards, and these generically bland gold cards where the full art picture is slapped on the back of a gold foiling effect. It's just not that interesting. Like, it's one thing with like the items and stadiums because, you know, that's their max rarity version. But even if you talk to players that play the game, probably 75% of them would prefer like the old black, white, XY style gold card where it's literally just a gold border and exactly the same art as the regular card over this style. So even that doesn't really help the card. People prefer the older style in general. And then you get these gold Pokemon. Honestly, the gold Pokemon are the biggest offenders because like you already have this very generic look on these full arts, and then you just take that and put it on a tacky gold background, and you're like, by the way, this is the highest rarity version of the card. Well, and we're expected to drool on it.
You know what's funny is that we were all complaining about rainbow rares for the longest time, and then they ditched those. So what I do like about creatures is that they tend to like listen. I think this is why I tend to like creatures more than any other part of the Pokemon company or, you know, Game Freak or whatever. I feel like creatures always responds to fan feedback. So
the problem is that the people that don't like these golds are not nearly loud. They're not nearly as loud as the people that don't.
Well, then maybe it's not as big of an issue because like rainbow rares, I feel like there were people who liked them, but I feel like they were more universally disliked than what you're talking about here. And I think what you're saying, definitely people feel that way. A lot of people feel that way, but maybe not as many as who didn't like rainbow rares, but who knows? Maybe they'll come up with something better because I feel like this is a criticism, not like a super common one, but it is a criticism. So maybe they'll do something, you know, for the next generation.
The summary of it. Let's summarize it. The golds aren't as interesting as the other cards. The full arts aren't as interesting as the illustration rares, but these are the cards that are in the set. There's lots of interesting stuff here. The special illustration rares for all four of the Pokemon that were featured are all great. That's the card that you want out of the set. If you pull something out of here, definitely want to pull those illustration rares.
Oh, I forgot to mention the
special illustration rares.
The stellar Pokemon special illustration rares have rainbow borders on them, which I think look really cool, especially on Tropicos. But the gold version of Tropicos does not have the rainbow rare. Or the rainbow.
And that's another reason the special illustration rares are better because here they can make something rainbow and do it tastefully.
All right, let's move on.
Right? Yeah, they can do it tastefully, and they've proved it. So, right? I'm just saying.
All right, let's move. I'm tired of talking about that. Okay. We have
Ultra Premium.
Yes, we have a Ultra Premium.
That's the same one, though, right?
No, as Charizard. No, it's not.
Is this not the Charizard one?
No, this is we're getting an Ultra Premium collection releasing in November, on November 1st. It'll come with 18 booster packs, 3 promo cards, 8 foil, cracked ice terrestrial basic energy, a playmat, a deck box, an Ultra Pro One Touch protector for 3 cards, which is basically like a card frame. Including a base, a metallic coin, 6 damage counter dice, 2 plastic condition markers, and a code card. So this will cost, preliminary information is that this is going to cost $10 to $20 more than last year's 151 UPC. But we're still waiting on that, so that's tentative. By Cracked Ice, it's the Cracked Ice hollow foil paper that we've seen before on Theme Deck hollows, and even in like the early EX set days with like the Reggies. So the energy are going to be holographic with foil with the Cracked Ice foil look on them. We don't know what this. We know that they're Cracked Ice hollow foil for sure. Yes.
That's a really weird choice for energy.
No, it's because it's we've got the Terrestrial basic energy that have the cracked look to them. They're emulating the look of Pokemon when they terrestrialize. That's the whole point of it. So now the holofoil is thematically relevant to, you know, what the mechanic is, which I think is a really cool coincidence. Because I mean, we've had cracked ice for a long time, long before terrestrial was a thing. So if they could come up with like a video game mechanic that has to do with like cosmos energy or something, then maybe they'd bring back Cosmos holofoil, maybe like star power or something. Like you're surrounded with like galaxy.
All right, Generation 10, we're going to go to the stars.
Yeah. That would be really cool. Like surrounded by like star energy, and then we could get galaxy holofoil.
Let's go back to ultra space. Wait a second.
Yeah. Oh no, that was interdimension. That was a different dimension, not space. But anyway,
it's literally called ultra space. Okay.
Yeah, but it's more of another dimension though. It's not really outer space. But anyway, we don't know what this UPC's theme is going to be, but because it has terrestrial basic energy and they're hollow, which means like they're sort of highlighting that with the product. Maybe it'll be like Stellar Pokemon EX, but we don't know. This UPC is actually probably going to release alongside our November set, like 151's UPC did, like Celebrations UPC did. So we don't yet know when our November set's going to release, but it's very likely it'll be on the same day as this UPC, being Friday, November 1st. Last year, Paradox Rift released on Friday, November 3rd. So I guess what I'm saying is that I believe this is going to be our November set UPC. It's going to tie into our November set. So we know that our November set's going to feature, or probably going to feature, Stellar Pikachu EX from Supercharged Breaker and Dragon Pokemon from Paradise Dragona. So it's possible this UPC is going to feature something like that, like maybe Stellar Pikachu EX, or maybe a Dragon Pokemon.
Or maybe they're going to bring a Rayquaza EX. No, probably not, but that'd be funny.
Know. We also do know that one full art Pokemon was cut from Stellar Crown. So maybe that could be featured here. Like maybe they're going to cut like the ugly Cockroach Terapagos full art EX and then maybe turn that into
Actually, that seems fairly likely. I think that's probably what they'll do.
No,
is cut the Cockroach.
Well,
cut Terapagos.
I originally thought that. That's what I was when I wrote a draft of this news story. I did think that's what they were going to do. But then when I looked at the release date, I was like, okay, no, actually, this is probably going to be the November set UPC, just because it's most likely going to release on the same day as the November set.
Well, so, I mean, they could still use the promo for it, though.
Yeah, but if it's going to be a November set thing, it would have to tie into the set. So I'm thinking more maybe it's going to be like Pikachu.
I mean, I don't think it's really relevant because like these Ultra Premium collections have featured Pokemon from prior sets before.
Yes, you're absolutely right, but those never release on the same day as a set. You're absolutely right about that, and that's actually what I was originally writing in my draft before I looked at the dates. But those UPCs always release on a different week than the sets. They're never.
And how certain are we this is releasing on the same day? Because November 1st is really early for a set release.
We're not certain, so that's what I'm saying.
November 3rd, rather. That's
what I wrote in the story. I said I don't know for sure when the November set is releasing, but last year Paradox Rift released on November 3rd, so November 1st is. I mean, it always releases on the Friday, so that's just 2 days earlier if it is. But it's also like I don't think they would release a Ultra Premium collection a week before a set, or even 2 weeks before a set. So that's why, I mean, usually they're spaced out much further away. So that's why I'm leaning toward almost certain.
The release schedule seems very interesting to me if it would be the first, because we have basically a barrage of sets coming all at once. We have Shrouded Fable. Mm-hmm. Like a month later, we have Stellar Crown, and then it would be like barely 2 months later, another main set. No. This is entirely within
the patterns of what we've had for the last few years. We have a specialist set. It's Shrouded Fable is,
but usually they breathe one of the sets a little bit. They don't cram three of them into a 4 month period.
Well, what is the third? We have Shrouded Fable. We have
Stellar Crown and Scarlet Violet 8 would all be within a 4-month period of each other.
No, this is Scarlet and
That would
Violet.
be really crowded.
8, isn't it?
8.
This
is Scarlet
the
and Violet
November
8.
set. That's
Our November set.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that would mean there'd be 3 sets all crammed within a 4-month period.
Wait, say that again. Sorry, say that one more time. We have
Because you have September, October, November,
no,
right?
Isn't it August? Is Stellar Crown?
Yeah, August, September, October, November. That's 4 months in 3 sets in 4 months.
Yeah, but we always have that. We have our August set, and we have we always have our August set, and we have our November set, and then the special set. That's no different than usual.
But they usually let them breathe a little bit more than this. Is what I'm saying.
What's different here? Is one set
usually
earlier?
there's a 3-month gap between the 2 main sets.
Well, but we've had that before too, where we've had our summer set and our November set have a shortened period. I think we had that 2 years ago, didn't we? They've done that before. I remember writing about it. I don't know. Well,
here's the my thing is usually one set is close to it and the other one has room, but in this case, both sets are rammed up against each other.
I would have to. I'm not a speak out loud thinker. I have to write it down and look at the pattern. But I don't know. It might be unusual. I don't know. You might be right. But either way, we don't know what this UPC is going to be themed after. But maybe it'll be Tropicos or something like that. Maybe it'll be the November set. We don't know at this point. I'll sit down and look at the pattern, and then we can revisit it next week.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll prove me wrong. You usually do.
No, I mean, no. It's this is all this is how we find out things, by talking. I mean, I write drafts all the time. And when I talk to people, I find out, I'm wrong in what I thought, and then I revise it. But nobody knows because I don't I don't usually.
It's because Stefan and I are usually
no. Exactly. I talk to people. I run my theories by people and talk to them first before I publish things. Before I publish my theories, and sometimes it's wrong, but you would be surprised how wrong I am usually. So it's good to talk things out like this. You brought up a good point, and then after we're done with this podcast, I'll sit down and write it out and look at what you're saying and compare it to previous years, because I'm not really good at thinking out loud or remembering things out loud like we were talking about earlier with me having to read the cards.
Yeah. I guess it comes down to is I feel like since they're doing such a late release for Stellar Crown, I would expect them to lean more toward the end of November than the beginning of it. But we'll see.
All right. And then we're going to get a Kangaskhan promo in September for Pokemon Fan Magazine and Koro Koro Ichiban Magazine. They both release the same promos nowadays. That's why they have 2 stamps on them now. And I've seen like the this is correct. I've seen the image in Koro Koro Ichiban where it's not cut off. But Kangaskhan has a call for family for 1 colorless, search your deck for a basic, put it on your bench, shuffle your deck. Mega Punch for 3 colorless, 100 damage. It's just
It's definitely a promo card. How's that?
It's a promo card. It's a mass.
It's a promo.
It's a mass-produced promo card, and they are never good. So because they're mass-produced and easy to get. I can't think of any mass-produced promo cards that have ever been very good. I think it's almost always
the Japanese mass-produced promos, like the magazine inclusions, usually are not. They're look at this freebie that you're getting. Woohoo! And
then we next news story. We talked about this at the end of last week's episode. But Creatures has discontinued their Instagram account for textless illustrations. They said that we plan to post updates on our official social media accounts from now on. I don't know if this means they're going to post those textless illustrations there, or if they just mean, hey, check out our social media accounts for further TCG stuff. I don't know if I think
it's probably the second one rather than first.
That's what I'm thinking. The account was posting fewer illustrations lately than usual. So I don't know why they did this. It's weird. Maybe it was just an experiment and they just decided, like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of what the reasoning would be
I
don't even know why they started this, let alone why they're ending it. So
I've been wanting them to do like an art card insert into packs for a long time, where like you just get to look at the art that they created instead of all the text and stuff. Kind of like, you know how back in like the Brilliant Stars era, instead of an energy, you'd randomly get a V-Star marker. Mm-hmm. Like it would be kind of cool to get something along those lines where like instead of an energy, you get an art card, right? And it's just the art for the card, just a little collectible token that you could get randomly inserted in packs. Maybe you get like 5 to 10 different art options in a set, so you get some cards to pull that way. I think that would be cool, and that's something they could do that would be similar to this, but would be something that people could actually collect, and people would probably really appreciate.
You cut out for me again.
Every time I say something interesting, I cut out for you.
Every episode, you cut out 1 to 2 times. I don't know who's. Anyway, I think I got the gist of what you were saying. That it's cool to have an insert to see the art of what you're getting, to appreciate the art more. And I think like
it would be something interesting, right?
I think there was like a trend in the past few years where people have been painting over cards. And I think that's what got a lot of, it's funny. When I first started seeing that trend was almost exactly when we started getting art like that in the card game. Where you would get like what was the first like, trainer gallery or illustration rare, whenever those started happening, is like when that art trend.
It wasn't really at the time. It wasn't even trainer gallery. It wasn't even called an illustration rare. It was just the character rares.
Right. Oh yeah. Yes.
In Cosmic Eclipse.
Yes, it was around that time. I swear to Arceus that it was like I started seeing people paint those cards, and then like I swear it was like a month later. That we got the first news of those character whatever they were called back then. And obviously Pokemon would have planned that before that art trend started, but that was like the weirdest coincidence. But yeah, I think you are correct that you are speaking to something that people like. They want to appreciate the art and see it without the card text, because Pokemon, this is the franchise's main outlet for seeing, artwork of these characters outside of the video games. This is the main outlet for that.
It's like get rid of the boxes, like that orange box especially. Dump it. I could see maybe leaving the nameplate, like move it up, get rid of the supporter and trainer box, move up the nameplate, just put Perrin. Put the number down below.
But then people wouldn't appreciate the. This is to advertise the card game, so that I don't think they would do that. They want to keep advertising that these are cards. If they did that,
that's the thing though, is they can still do something like that and put it in the packs.
Maybe that'll be the next thing. It'll be textless.
I've been saying they should do this for a long time.
Rares. Watch, that'll be the next thing. Textless rares, and then you're a player trying to pull these for your deck, and you get a blank one, and you're like, what the heck?
Well, that's the thing is, Magic the Gathering does have textless cards.
They do? That's a thing?
They exist. Yes, they do.
Really?
Magic the Gathering has textless. That's a thing that already exists.
You can pull those out of packs?
Yes, you can. And you can play them in your decks.
Oh, I had no...
You're expected to know the text. You're expected to know it. And if you don't know it, you can ask for Oracle text.
That is so interesting. See, I just kind of thought of that idea myself without even knowing that. Maybe they'll... Because the card games kind of copy each other sometimes. Maybe they're going to do that. Maybe this was their way of gauging interest. Yeah, because I was like, why did they start this? I mean, because I don't. It's kind of bad to say, but I don't think they usually start things just because we fans want to appreciate things, or they usually start things. Anything is, as with any company, not just Pokemon, but things are usually like have money motives. Oh, there's Iroh in the background, your kitty. So I was thinking like when they first started this, I was a bit more critical, thinking like, what is the money reason for this? Who knows? Maybe they will have to. Maybe they will have textless rares, and then we'll look back at this episode and be like, hey, we we predicted it or something, because that's not something I've seen anybody bring up. I didn't even know about those Magic cards.
To be fair, I don't know that Pokemon would let you play with them. Mm-hmm. I think Pokemon would probably not let you play with them, but I think they could still exist as
back in the day we could play foreign cards at tournaments. I remember I would get Japanese cards.
So you had to have a reference card for that, though.
I think
the rules stated you were supposed to have reference cards.
I thought you could have a printout. Did you have to have the physical card?
You were supposed to have a reference.
No, you didn't have to. No, because speaking of that Metacham EX deck, at the time, I and a lot of people sourced the cards from the Japanese decks because it was cheaper, and I definitely did not have a Metacham EX English card. So I think you could print it out. I might be wrong or misremembering, but I'm pretty sure you could have. But anyway, maybe, I mean, nowadays, I guess that's like too long ago to even be relevant to today. But yeah, maybe today they would tell you.
People were abusing that because they would include references for cards that weren't actually in their decks to scare their opponents into playing in different ways. And that's actually why they got rid of that option for players. That's why you're no longer allowed to use cards that aren't legal in your region, because players were doing that.
That's interesting. I thought it was a money thing. Like, oh, we want people buying the cards in their...
I mean, if you buy a card that's from outside your region, you're still supporting Pokemon. It's still supporting Pokemon. They don't care.
Yeah.
What they do care about is players basically cheating by making your opponent play around cards that aren't actually in your deck.
That's so funny. I wouldn't consider that cheating in my head. I think that's like psychological, like some kind of manipulation tactic or something. Like I don't know if I'd consider that cheating. Well, I guess if you don't have the card,
very much
that's true. That's true. Actually, I wasn't thinking all the way. Yeah, if you don't have that card in your deck, then I guess that is cheating. Yes, because you don't actually have the card. So this is why I can't talk out loud sometimes, because I have to like write out my opinion first and see if that makes sense. So yeah, they discontinued that Instagram account, unfortunately. But I wonder if something will come out of that. And then I think that's it for the week. The website turned 21 years old, as I said. There's a picture of me next to Pikachu back in the day. So I think that's it. And then we had some cool program articles this week that I saw get some more attention than usual. Charizard is broken again, unshrouding the world's format, Shrouded Fable's impact, and my world's preparation process. I think we had like 4 or 5 articles this week, actually quite a bit. The rise of Iron Thorn EX, the player with a plan, how to approach your turns with board state examples. A lot of good articles this week. I saw a lot of, I'm not in charge of the article program. I was in the very beginning just to get it established. But so I like to sort of be like an audience member looking at this. But I saw on social media that these articles were getting a lot of attention. So be sure to check them out. Subscribe and check them out. Support the article writers.
For sure.
All right. So that's it for the week. This was a fun episode. Maybe it's because I've been getting sleep a little more.
And if you made it this far,
can I pick? Pyroar. No. Let me pick, because it's the 21st birthday. I did, because
the orange cat that was behind me a second ago.
Oh, Pyroar. Okay. No, actually, if you made it this far, say Star You and Star Me. Yeah, because those are like website mascots. And Horsey. I don't know. And Squirtle and Lapras. No, just say Star You. All right. And then
all the Pokemon.
Is there any news coming up this week? Let me check my to-do list.
I think we might get the official reveal of those stellar decks, the Sylveon and Ceruledge. I think that might be this week.
I have the sell sheet for that. No, I wrote down when those were going to get revealed. I wrote down. I can't find it. Oh, it's somewhere in my notes. Oh, maybe you're right. I don't know. There's... Hi, Iro. Hi, Iro. I have my kitty too.
He's mad because I'm not paying attention to him.
Oh,
he's trying
sweet.
he's trying to destroy my cards.
Hi, Iroh.
Yeah, you're a little demon sometimes, huh? You look so angry in them.
He's so cute.
You need to chill.
I have my kitty, and then I've been playing with 2 opossums in the backyard, 2 baby opossums. I've been posting videos of them in the backyard. I think there was just a litter of them. They're like this big. They're super cute, but cats are cuter for sure. I don't know what news is coming up this week.
All right, go on.
Can't load my list. Oh, I think I'll probably get the GameStop promo reveal and then Shrouded Fable set list. We already know exactly what's in that set based on the English numbers that have been revealed so far, but I think I might post it this week or maybe the week after. I forget when the set comes out. But yeah, okay, I guess that's it for the week. So thank you for joining us. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you to those of you who might be out there who've been following the website for 21 years. I don't know who you are, but you should say hi because it's good to have, it's good to know that there's people out there who, defy time and have been involved in the franchise for that long. But anyway, we will see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in, and adios, ariados. See you later, for alligator. And bye, Iroh. Bye.
As he leaves.
All right. Adios.